identify first as an Aboriginal woman and very proud of where I came from. My parents from Chigang First Nation on Manitoulin Island in Ontario. And very fortunate that I came from enterprising parents. So what I mean by that is they weren't afraid to take some risks. They weren't afraid to try new things. They lived with passion, and they shared that with the four kids, my brothers and sisters. So, you know, when my mother went into business, I saw that firsthand, that she could be creative and passionate and create revenue, create dreams, and live what she wanted to, how she wanted to live on her terms. And I saw the same kind of qualities in my father when he was in the army and took a posting to Germany. He decided not to live on the army base with the other Canadians. He lived in the German village and spoke the language and immersed himself in the food and the culture. And so that just very risk-taking and passionate that you live each day fully. So I think just coming into business through education, it just seems to fit. If you, there's lots of professions, but being involved in business and building Aboriginal business is something you do with passion. You do because you care, and you do because it's the right thing to do to help build people, build dreams. I think one of the biggest mentors outside of the family circle, outside of my parents directly, was a businesswoman who had taken me under her wing when I was trying out a direct sales enterprise, and really showed me that there's a connection between people and business. So when you focus on people and building people, whatever objectives you're trying to reach, whatever revenues and sales targets, it's all going to come. It's because you're focusing on the right things. So I think that was a big turning point. Entrepreneurship is about your wide open visioning, making things seem possible, not putting up boundaries. And formal education for sure is one avenue, and it'll sure help, but it's not the only way. And finding others who can help you along the way. When you start sharing what you want to accomplish, then people start to gravitate because we really want to help. There's lots of people who are here because they want to make an impact on another person's life. And I think that's where those mentors and that building of people really comes from. BDC has been around for many decades, catering to building small business in Canada. So within our 100 offices across the country, building the Aboriginal market has been a focus, and for the past year in my role in Ontario, I see it as a dedicated, my role is a dedicated resource to building Aboriginal business in Ontario. What we do is we look at an aspiring entrepreneur. Of course, they're going to be asked for a business plan. It's all of their ideas and their passion that's in their head translated on paper so that someone else can help facilitate the startup of that business. That's what I see the business plan as. And what BDC looks at is the management capacity, education level, all the other components of what we've found over the years to help sustain business, help business that gets started, help it last, so that we can invest in good business opportunities and build people. So we do have some that are dedicated just to building Aboriginal business, and that would be accessing a certain loan structure that BDC has, where there's, we've seen an equity component. Sometimes that needs to be a bit more flexible, and that's where BDC comes in and fills that market gap. So our first option is to look with and partner with other lenders. If that's not possible, we look to see how we can make this, it's a good business idea, how can we get that going? So we'll look at the whole picture of an entrepreneur. Take a look at our website because we've got a lot of interactive tools that are there available, and one of them is a self-assessment on entrepreneurial qualities, and anybody can walk through that. It's quite in-depth, lots of questions, and it'll give you a good indication of these are all my positive qualities where I can see would directly impact good outcomes in building a business. Here's where I may be weaker, so how am I going to tackle that? What kind of other self-assessment tools do I need to work on, or build my own management capacity skills, or ability to delegate, or willingness to seek outside resources, all of those things. So that would be a first start. BDC also provides management consulting services, and one of those, it's a whole range of options depending on the stage of where the business is in growth. So for a startup, certainly we can help work with a business owner, with one of our management consultants, to take a look at a feasibility study. Is this idea viable in this area? We can help with the market research, we can help put together marketing plans, and we can work with them to put business plans together. So there's a range of services.
A lot of services.
Yeah. Dream big. Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to believe in the impossible.